What's up, y'all? We just got Solo Leveling Season 2, Episode 7. Amazing episode, and it had a moment that took me back to my childhood. Jinwoo was showing that Vegeta-type energy, and after what we got yesterday in Dragon Ball, you know I gotta talk about it. So towards the end of the episode, you see that Jinwoo, he's an S rank. He's very powerful, and there's a moment where he's fighting one of these knights, and he says like, yo, I always wondered if knights experience fear. I guess I know the answer now. And yo, that line was so cold. I don't know. I feel like it was a tribute to Toriyama. I just don't know if that's what they were going for, but they cooked with that line. Because if you think about Dragon Ball Z, when Vegeta first goes Super Saiyan and he's facing off against Android 19, I believe it was. I believe it was 19. And he's facing off against 19, the big fat one with the white face. And there's a part where Vegeta says like, yo, does an android such as yourself experience fear? And then you have it where that android gets scared and it starts trying to run away from Vegeta. He flies in the air and blasts him and destroys him. And that what we got in this episode with Jinwoo and these knights that towards the end of the episode just really made me think of that moment. I was just sitting there. I'm at work, by the way. I'm just sitting there at my desk like all giddy, like, oh shit, Jinwoo. I don't know why. It was an amazing moment. I thought that was just, it was so cold. The darkest moment of the episode. And it did make Jinwoo feel like he might be becoming consumed by his power, by how strong he is. Because he kind of felt evil right there. The fact that you seen that knight backing up and the knight was about to, it looked as if the knight was going to run away from the situation, but Jinwoo chose to finish the knight off. So it kind of made him come off a little bit like he was a villain, like he was the enemy in this episode. That's just the vibe I got. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know down below. Another thing that we find out in this episode, a great thing, is we find out a little bit why Jinwoo's mother is sick. Because we have it where, Jinho, his father, finds out that, Jinho is going to go join, Jinwoo and, work with him. And the father, as the father was talking about that, he passes out and he collapses. He wakes up in the hospital. And then that's when the doctor tells him he has that rare disease, the same as Jinwoo's mother. And before long, he's going to be in a permanent sleep. And they don't know how to, cure this disease. And you find out what causes this, or at least what they think causes it. They don't have an exact answer, but what they think causes it is for someone who doesn't really have any magical power to be around someone who has magical power for a long period of time. And you have it where the father admits that he really doesn't have any strength, but being around his son, Jinho, which is a C rank, has caused him to become sick, and eventually he will fully go to sleep where he won't wake back up. I know Jinho has a brother, an older brother, but I can't recall what they said the older brother rank was. I believe his rank was higher than Jinho's, but at the same time, we haven't really seen him around the father. So we can't say he has been influencing him. So it looks like it's more so Jinho. And when you think about Jinwoo's mother, who also has this disease, and pretty much this is why Jinwoo is doing everything he can, trying to, beat these levels in the dungeon so that he can acquire the medicine, the elixir, to restore her. We find out that, that's the same disease she has. And I'm guessing if I was a betting man, I would say that's due to her being around Jinwoo's father, who is a S rank from what we've seen in the previous episodes of this season. He is a S rank, and since he's a S rank, a lot stronger than Jinho, the effects on his mother is a lot more potent than what's happening to Jinho's father. So yeah, we got answers to that in this episode. So man, I wonder what's going to happen to the father. Is he going to succumb to the same disease as Jinwoo? Mom, where he's not going to wake up at all? I'm really curious how that's going to turn out. But also in this episode, we have it where, Jinwoo actually tells the world that he's an S rank. He takes his test again, and the whole world knows that he's an S rank. And you just have moments where he just looks dope as hell, where they're like, oh man, you got all these people trying to take pictures of you, the media, and you have it where Jinwoo disappear instantly, and you have it where the other S ranks are looking at him like, yo, he's stronger than he was when I seen him last. And you got it where old boy, he starts to realize like, Jinwoo isn't your average person. I believe the dude name is Yoho. Hopefully I'm saying this name correctly. But you got it where he's saying, yo, maybe he has the ability to constantly get stronger. So he's on the verge of noticing or figuring out the secret to Jinwoo's power. But you got it where everyone else is just looking at him like, yo, damn, this dude is amazing. We even have it where when he's getting his retest, he summons some of his knights. And then he tells him, like, the room is pretty much filled. I don't know how many was in there exactly, but he says I could summon about 100 more. And it's just insane to think that Jinwoo has become this powerful. But from people in the comment section of my previous videos, you guys are saying like, yo, you might think he's powerful now, but you're going to find out later on that he still is weak compared to what we got in store in the future of the series. So that right there has me excited as hell. That right there has me super excited for the series. And I also like how, because Jinwoo is in the spotlight now, because people know that he's an S rank, you got people trying to get to his family members just to find out any information that they can about him. So he has it where he takes 3 of his high orcs and he tells them like, yo, watch over my sister. Like, if anyone try to attack her, protect her. And you got it where they go into her shadow and they're hiding within her. Now, I'm very curious if we're going to have a situation where they do come out and fight on her behalf. And if that is the case, I wonder how she's going to react to it. But I thought that was a dope moment as well. But she hasn't awakened yet. I don't know if it's a set age where you awaken or if it's something that happens randomly. But I'm very curious, since she doesn't have any magic powers and since she's surrounded by Jinwoo, S-rank power, will she also succumb to the disease that her mother have at some point in time? I mean, it only makes sense. The mother succumbed to it, and Jinwoo is even stronger now, so there's a good chance that she might succumb to it. So I'm very curious if that's going to happen in the future. Also, where's Jinwoo's father? Like, we haven't seen him since he beat old boy ass. Like, yo, is he going to make another appearance, or is it just like we just seen him that one time and that's all we get of him? I'm very curious. And we also got it where some of the ants, or at least one of the ants, can fly, and it made it from the island that they're trying to get, enough people to go conquer and close that gate. It made it to the mainland, and you have it where it appeared in front of 2, 2 warriors, and we don't know what happened to them. I'm pretty sure they're going to get taken out because they didn't look like they were important to the story, so I'm pretty sure they're going to get taken out. But yeah, this show, it just has amazing moments where it's not even all about the action. This episode wasn't even a strong action episode, but yet it has stuff in the episode to keep you engaged. I know some people may consider Solo Leveling to be, small when it comes to storytelling, but for me, I enjoy the storytelling. I'm really rocking with Solo Leveling. But I'm very curious to hear y'all thoughts on this episode. Did you think the part I mentioned at the beginning of the video reminds you of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z? What do you think about us knowing exactly how Jinwoo mom caught that disease? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.